Screaming like the start of a race. Diet Pepsi's my fuel in this Monday maze. Shake the weekend fog off my tired face. The hustling begins, no time to waste. Hey Monday, motivation, bring it on. Let's do this thing. The crowd won't stop, the fire will show. Step by step, I feel the glow. It's my time now, let's start the show. And sun clouds up higher, chasing dreams like chasing fire. We got my rhythm set to overdrive. This Monday motivation vibe's keeping me alive. Hey Monday, motivation, bring it on. Let's do this thing. The crowd won't stop, the fire will show. Step by step, I feel the glow. It's my time now, let's start the show. Street lights fading, sun climbs up higher, chasing dreams like chasing fire. I got my rhythm set to overdrive. This Monday motivation vibe's keeping me alive. Hey Monday, motivation, bring it on. Let's do this thing. The crowd won't stop, the fire will show. Step by step, I feel the glow. It's my time now, I own the show. Know that we can be heavy, but I'm tougher still. Climbing the mountain, fueled by will. Each heartbeat whispers, yes you can. I'm golden, helping every woman and man. Hey Monday, motivation, bring it on. Let's do this thing. The crowd won't stop, the fire will show. Step by step, I feel the glow. It's my time now, let's start the show.
Hello, hello, hello. Hey, everybody. Welcome in. It is Monday Motivation. I'm so glad that you are here, that you're choosing to spend some time with me this evening. Tonight's topic might be rather short, depends on how much participation in the chat questions that I ask you guys tonight and so forth. Not a whole lot, but I mean, I always try to do at least an hour show for Mondays. That way y'all can get back to your Monday evening and all that good stuff. So, if you are brand new to my channel, you do not know who I am. My name is Pamela, aka Scooterrenee. I'm your host of tonight's Monday Motivation, as I am for all Monday Motivations. So welcome in. I also do other things on my channel. I've gotten lazy about doing the shorts and all that good stuff. And because of starting this new business of estate sales, I've gotten off of doing too many auctions. So I do try to do a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday auction unless there's an estate sale going on, and we got one not this coming weekend, but the following weekend. So we're back down to crunch time again. So trying to figure out what this new balance is, how I'm going to work everything, and it's not worked out just yet. So we'll get it figured out as things kind of settle down. So make sure you do all the YouTube things. You subscribe to my channel. If you haven't already, make sure you ring that bell for all notifications so you know when I go live and upload new content, as well as a thumbs up on your way in, either now or on your way out before you leave this evening. I would greatly appreciate that. Again, if you are new to my channel, welcome. We do try to be here every Monday at 8 p.m. Central, regardless, for Monday Motivation. Can't guarantee it'll always be the Monday after we have a big estate sale weekend, but I'm going to try to stay, better at doing that as well. So, as you can tell, everything's just kind of up in the air. So hang in there with me. All the OGs, I see you popping in with your names and your avatars. Thank you for being here. And the playback crew, as always, welcome. So glad to have you. We're going to see who all is in chat, and then we're going to get started. I was trying to get a shipment done, and I was like, oh, crap, I got to get started. So, very first person in here is Echo. Hey, Echo, welcome in. Echo was doing a fun thing over on her channel when I jumped in earlier, guessing what the candies were. Some of them I never heard of, and some of them you're like, well, that could be either this or that. So I did learn that Echo loves Mounds dark chocolate. So I like the almond joy. I just wish they didn't have it with the almonds. So I wish it was like a mound, but with milk chocolate, not dark chocolate. So yeah, way off tangent on that one, right? Topic, whatever. Hey, Jimmy Mac, when are you coming back? Hey there, welcome in, Jimmy. So good to see you. We got Kathy here. Hello, Kathy. Welcome in. Hello, Joanne. Welcome. Good to see you. Alfonso. Welcome, welcome. We got Ashley here. Hello, Ashley. Welcome in. Good to see you. We got Mama Santon here. Hey, Mama. Welcome in. We got my feather sister, Selena, in chat. Hello, Selena. Welcome in. And Josie. Hello, Miss Josie. How are you? So good to see you. Let's see. Make sure I got everybody. Thought I saw a name. We got Nancy. Hello, Nancy. Welcome in. Good to see you. And I'm caught up in chat. Mary. Hello, Mary. Welcome in. Good to see you, my friend. So good to see you. Guys, don't forget to drop your prayer requests in chat. You know, we take those as well. We got Miss Lori here. Hopefully no storms. She said there's a storm rolling in. Hopefully it's not too bad. Of course, you know, summertime, at least here in Arkansas, it is always hit and miss, you know, summer storms and stuff. Where they say we're going to have rain, we don't have rain, and they say we won't have rain, and we do have rain. Just never know. Welcome in, Lori. All right, no worries. We got, hello, Crystal. Did you make it back home? Did you make it back home? I mean, I guess you did if you're commenting in chat, right? Good to see you, sweetheart. Good to see you. Glad you made it home. No. Selena said her Otis was there. Got to love on Dottie Lou, Trey, TJ, Davy Ray, and Sydney and Eric. Ah, good. I forget Eric's the Otis. I don't know why I'm trying to make Isaiah the Otis. I know he's the baby. We got Black Widow. Hello, Black Widow. Welcome in. Wendy. Hello, Miss Wendy. Welcome in. Good to see you. Yes, Lena is not one for storms. We need to get her a, what do they call that? Thunder shirt? Kind of like, you know, how dogs don't like the storms. Ah, Lori's surrounded by the mountains. Gotcha. We got Lisa D here. Hello, Lisa D. You're fine. You take all the time you want. Herbie. I love his name. All right, I think I finally caught up. Yay! Selena says, pray for her head. We need to pray for her head more than in one way. Right, Selena? All right. I think I got everybody. All right. Hope you all had an awesome weekend. As always, I had a nice weekend. So, weekend of relaxing on Saturday. I just didn't want to do anything. And then sourcing on Sunday with Robert. We went to 5 estate sales. We went to quite a few. There was 3 here. Yeah, we went to the one in Benton and we went to 2 in Sherwood. So 6. Maybe it was 6 we went to. It was quite a bit. I didn't buy something at all of them. Believe it or not. I think there was 1 I didn't buy anything at. So, but yeah, just needed this weekend to do whatever, whenever, however, whatever. So, yeah. Tonight, we are covering another lie in this series, and that is, I should be further along now. I'm not sure if any of you have ever said that comment or made that statement to yourself, regardless of what it could have been for, if it had been for grief, a relationship, a job, a personal goal. But regardless, tonight we're going to try to change that, because I think I'm probably still kind of guilty of thinking that on some things. Wendy said, Wednesday I'll be making a trip to Tampa and finding out if my husband's blood work is indeed good enough to say cancer is in remission. I know the PET scan came out clear, so I'm hoping that the blood work will come out clear too. Awesome, Wendy. Yes, everybody keep Wendy's husband in your prayers. Yes, yes, yes. That's awesome, Wendy. Awesome. All right, real quick, let's jump over to so positive spot thought. Be not afraid of growing slowly. Be afraid only of standing still. That's a great proverbs, isn't it? I think isn't that what they call the Chinese uh, sayings or whatever they call it, proverbs. All right. So Kathy said, say it about surgery recoveries. Are you talking about prayers for your surgery recoveries? When's your shoulder one? Or have you already had that? Have I just been oblivious with everything else going on? Yes, and continue prayers for Jimmy. As y'all know, last Monday, I shared with y'all that his sister Patsy, who worked at Hometown with him, passed away unexpectedly last Friday. Not this past Friday, Friday before last. So keep him in your prayers. Y'all can keep Cool Ranch in your prayers as well. A lot of y'all now know that is what Monday night had to do with. Was her announcement that she made on her channel. If you didn't see it, go back and watch her channel. She'll explain everything to you, but now everybody knows. So, as y'all know, I'm not one that likes to give out news or whatever. I never mind asking for unspoken prayer requests, but as far as announcements, news, personal information, I don't like giving that out. I like for the original person to give it before I do, unless I am asked to. If I'm asked to, it's a totally different story. Kind of like with Selena. She asked me to do that, so I did that. I told Cool Ranch I wouldn't say anything until I would just ask for unspoken prayer requests. So y'all will just keep all of them in your prayers. Lisa D said her brother signed off hospice to go to the hospital, found out cancer spreading into pelvis, signed back into hospice when he goes home. Yes. Right, Lori? Yes. Like, I don't like putting it out there until either A, I'm told I can, or B, they say it, then I know it's okay for me to verbally tell y'all who specifically to pray for. Wet little sister is a brat. Hey, Kraken Travis. Yes, he's another one. Keep him in your prayers. Lots of things happening with Kraken and so forth. So, been thinking about you, buddy. Okay, I thought they were kind of back to back, Kathy. I'm sorry. For some reason I thought they were back to back. Or not back to back, but close together. So, all right. So we're going to do chat participation time. Those of you that are new that don't know what this is about, I will say chat participation time. I will either A, ask a question, B, have you make a statement, or do a statement, and then have y'all answer the question or make the statement that I tell you. If you participate, I will star your comment, and then you can enter into a monthly drawing, which we do on the first Monday, usually of each month. It just depends on what's going on, guys. So, but we didn't do it last week, so we're going to do it tonight. So first chat participation time question is, who here has ever thought or said aloud the statement, I should be further along now? I know I have. Have any of y'all ever thought that? Whether it was recovery from surgery, whether it was from someone, a death in the family, loss of a job, a relationship, a friendship, whatever, you just have said to yourself, I should be further along than what I am. Prayers for Herbie. Kathy says, me. Whoops. Nancy says, I have a lot. Cindy said, I burnt my noodles mopping the floors. I knew housework was for the birds. You're all by yourself. Lori says, oh, yes, that's me now. Mary says, me. Lisa D says, me. Joanne says, me. Jimmy says, I have. Alfonso says, me. Selena says, oh, me. Echo says, me. And Wendy says, me. Right? Right, Selena? Yes. Thank you guys for being honest with me there. Right? I know, Lori. It's so hard. Like, I can give advice to people, but it is so hard for me to take my own advice. You know, people are flipping out about things, and what do? I'm flipping out about things. I got dealing with my stepdad's Medicaid, and I don't know what's going on now, and so I'm just like flipping out right now. So that's why I'm so scattered right now. Kraken says, me. I know. How do you burn noodles? Very easy to do. All right, then. So for just 1 hour tonight, just you, me, and the truth. The sentence that you think you should be further along, that sentence right there, it's a weight that just lays on your chest when you're thinking that. So let's unpack it tonight. Let's make things lighter for you and for myself. So, like Widow says, at my age, it's all downhill from here. Glad I had today, right? Yep, we do. Yeah, it's been one blow after another. So I'm just like, oh. Like, granted, everything today was personal, so nothing super big, but nonetheless frustrating. So let me ask you something. This is not a chat participation question, but feel free, as always, to participate in chat wherever, whenever. Y'all know I don't care if y'all talk among yourselves and so forth. So let me ask you something. Who decided where you should be? Was it your friends? Was it social media? Was it the version of you from 5 years ago? Your spouse or family members? Or that imaginary timeline that where everything went perfectly, the imaginary timeline for that? Here's the uncomfortable truth, and we're going to clear the air right now. No one is on schedule because there is no schedule. No schedule. So let's do another chat participation question here. We're going to make up for last week. Right, Mary? Oh, I'm sorry, Alfonso. Was that a while back, I'm assuming? Kathy says parents, ex-husband, my kids, right? And sometimes we just put that on ourselves. Like, nobody really told us. We just assumed. That's what I did with my therapist. I just assumed I should be further along. That is Selena. When she tries to make you laugh, she shows this. Oh, wait. When you try to make her, okay, I got it, Selena. I got it. When you try to make her laugh, she threatens to show the stupid pics. I will. That's why we have blackmail. I would never show those pics. Right? Too hard on ourselves. Yes. Worst critic. Yes. Right, Wendy? So let's do another chat participation question. Do any of you ever compare yourself to other people? And I want you to be honest here. No one here in here is judging. We try to make this as free of a safe zone, whatever. But like for me, I did when I saw how my husband dealt with his parents' loss. His mom passed in August of 2006, and then his dad passed in April of 2007. And granted, that was, 7 months, but I compared how I was grieving, how I should be healing, to how I was coping with the loss of my own parents, which was years later, in 22. Or I was seeing how fast someone moved doing in sales, if you want to just take it outside of something serious. Someone was doing so much in sales, and I just thought I should be moving at that rate too. I should be going that fast. I should be making that much. I should be, push. Is what I've always have done. So let me know if you've ever compared yourself with someone else. You ain't got to tell me the reason or whatever. Lisa, look, hold on, I think I'm right. Selena, we are. There's my favorite brown sugar. Karen, you're here. That's all that matters, right? Right, Selena, we're always hard on ourselves. I think Lori's answering that question. I used to, not anymore. Gotcha. Joanne, yes. Lisa D, yes. Nancy says, yes, ma'am, all the time. Karen says, sometime. Right, I think it's kind of hard not to ever, even if it's a very minor, minute thing. I think it's hard not to sometimes. Echo says, yes, I have. Selena says, yep. Right, Lori? After 2 years of medical stuff, no longer care what anybody thinks. You just get to that point, too. Your stomach is full, right? Mary says, sometimes I know better yet. Right? That's what I'm saying. Like, I know what I tell you guys, but then when I try to put it in practice myself, either A, argue with myself. Selena will vouch for me on that. I constantly argue with myself. There's always a good and a bad, and I see both every time, no matter what's going on. I just end up getting frustrated. And now I'm like, oh, I don't care. Kathy said, after I was diagnosed with stage 4 kidney disease and then my first knee surgery, I was comparing myself in Facebook groups. See, social media can be so good for us, and then it can also be so bad. Because and we're going to talk about that in the notes, so I'm not going to give it away just yet. Wendy says, many times I compare myself to Marion. I also think of her as a total mentor. She gives me a lot of hope. We're talking about sweet Marion that still sells. Oh my goodness. It's like, yeah, if she can still do this how old is she? Late 80s, early 90s, something like that, right? And if not, I'm so sorry, but that's what I thought. Because I used to sell with Marion a long time ago. Alfonso says, I have many times which I'm less than others because of my blindness. Isn't that crazy? Kind of getting, I don't know about you guys, but in my head, I see you guys. And if I have never met you in person, if I've never, seen a picture of you, I kind of get my own picture in my head of what you might look like, sound like, all that kind of stuff. And then, Alfonso shares with us about his blindness. And I just never think of him. I never think about that ever until he brings it up. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I forget about that. Right, Selena? Yeah. Sandy says, yep, but not anymore. Mama says, does not care. Josie says, when you're young, not as you get older, right? I think that's the part I do look forward to about getting old is just not caring. Right, Karen? Yes, there's some people you just would never want to be like, so. Echo said, I used to think I wanted to be someone else when I really just needed to learn to love myself. And that's hard too, right? Giving ourselves the grace and all that. Mary says, I have lessened the comparison as I get older. Too much pressure and lost energy. Yes. Right? That's such great advice, Kathy. Her physical therapist told her to stop that and delete the groups. So I have to not look at Google or anything to see where I should be physically, right? There's sometimes I sit there and go, man, if I just would not have watched that YouTube show, or if I just did not know about that, then I would have been much better off, because it doesn't affect my life either way. But if it gets in my head, if I get in my head, then it becomes something different. Yeah, there's a lot of times Selena wants to beat the good side of Scooter. Like his shoulder. We call it good shoulder, bad shoulder. That's what I thought. I thought she was, yes. She's so sweet. I know she is still selling after all these years. Yes. I say after all these years. I've been on YouTube 6 years, I think. So she's been on as long as I have, maybe if not longer. So yes, Lori. I only care about what Jesus thinks, all right? Sandy says, my picture of someone is always wrong. So thank you guys again for your honesty. If you were able to admit that you do sometimes, you have sometimes compared yourself to someone else before, then you're comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reels. What I mean is that you see, this is where I've talked about social media, where social media can be so not bad, but it gives you a false look into somebody's life, because only on the highlight reels, most of the time, you only see that they got that promotion, that they're in a relationship, that they have a startup of a new business. You see their physique and their confidence and everything. But what you don't see in the behind the scenes that you get to see of your own self is you don't get to see their debt, their anxiety, their failed attempts, their lonely nights, their years of confusion. You don't see all that because we don't put all that on social media. I like to think I try to be as honest on social media as I am with you guys on Monday night. If I'm having a bad day, I might put it on Facebook that I'm having a bad day. Probably not all the time either. So that's what I'm saying. You don't see all the bad, ooey gooey, yucky stuff behind the scenes. So, right. Wendy says, I have a lot of tendency to compare myself to my old self 5 years ago when I could walk and see perfectly, had no problems. One day I will get back to that, and thank God I know where I'll be. Amen. Yes. Love that. Kathy said, the first few years I was a believer, I thought I had to be further along with my faith. Woo! Yes. Not anymore, though, right? How many of us, especially when you go to these women conferences, they're so fulfilling and everything. But there are a lot of times where you might be sitting there in the pew and you're like, man, why isn't my faith as strong as her faith? So, easy to do. There's times I still feel like I'm a beginner, So, it just varies. It's whatever's going on in my life in the moment, So you don't see the behind the scenes stuff with people like you do with your own self. So I mentioned this a couple of weeks ago, and it bears to be repeated. You are measuring your middle against someone else's peak moment. And that's not fair math. That's apples and oranges. It's never going to work. It's never going to add up, But guess what? You have survived more than you give yourself credit for. And I want you to pause, and I want you to think back 3 to 5 years ago, if you will. You've endured things that would have broken an earlier version of you. You've learned lessons that you didn't want to learn. You've outgrown people. You have outgrown mindsets. You have failed. And guess what? You kept going anyway. Kept pushing yourself. Growth doesn't always look like achievement. Nope, does not. You see, sometimes growth, it looks like endurance. Sometimes being not where you want to be, it's actually being miles away from where you could have ended up. Think about that. To me, that's a pretty deep statement. Lori says, where I was recently, I know the small victories will get me back to better health. I went swimming for the first time in over a year today. Yay! That's such a big word. I can't say it, but I know what you're talking about. Awesome. Love that. Wendy says exactly. I think some of the tragedies I've gone through health-wise has only made me stronger now to get through more situations, right? Yes. So I want to repeat that last thing that I did, because that actually spoke volume to me. Sometimes being not where you want to be, it's actually being miles away from where you could have ended up. That just gives me chills. Like, Gotcha. Alfonso said, I've been living in Colorado 8 years. It took me 3 years of counseling on learning to accept the unwanted major changes, right? Sometimes we get changes that we we didn't ask for, right? That was one of the statements that I made when my dad passed first. And then my mom passed second. And I was like, I didn't ask to be a member of No Parents Club, you know, not this early. I knew it was going to happen. I mean, obviously. But yeah, big changes. Somehow we still get through them. Lori says, being put on the bench has strengthened my relationship with Christ. Yep, exactly, Selena. So you're not behind. You're actually early. And this might annoy you, but I want you to hear it anyways. The fact that you're uncomfortable means that you're aware. The fact that you care means you haven't quit. And the fact that you feel behind means you still have ambition. You're out of your comfort zone. We talk about comfort zone quite a bit, or we have in the past. Getting out of that comfort zone. Right, Selena? Yes. Complacent people don't feel this tension. You're stagnant people. People that are okay being where they're at. I knew what you meant, Selena. Dead dreams, they don't hurt. And now because you have this frustration, it's proof that you still want more. And that's a good sign. So let's do another chat participation question here. When people take big leaps, what do you think the progress looks like? We're going to talk about that. When people take a big leap, what do you think the progress looks like? Do you think it's, you know, oh man, they hit the jackpot. They did the right thing. They made that one perfect decision and look at them. You know, we have a guy in the flea market at Hometown. He does Amazon mystery boxes. And he does these boxes all over Central Arkansas. I mean, he has a brick and mortar down in Hot Springs, I believe. And I mean, the guy is raking in the money. And it's like, he sells these mystery boxes for $55. And you're not guaranteed what's really in there. You're guaranteed to at least get $50 worth. Or $55 worth. But it's like, man, why didn't I think of that idea? Look at, I mean, I don't know what he spends to get those boxes. But naturally, you're going to pay low so you can sell them high. So I'm like, man, missed that boat, didn't I? Sandy says, calmness in my soul. Lori says, sometimes it's faith, just faith getting you to step out, right? Yes. Mary says they overcame fear. Nancy says, small steps to greatness. Whoops, chat jumped on me. I know, right? Some of the things, yes. Mary said, perceived it real. They took that leap of faith, right? Kathy said, took a big risk in their life for something positive, possibly, right? Yes. Let's see what Joanne says here. They do. They buy them like crazy here. We have a lady that comes in and buys at least one box a day. Or at least every weekend, I know. Joanne says it may have looked like a big leap, but how many small steps it take them before they got the courage for the big leap. I like where you're going, Joanne. Good job. Alfonso says, I got an employee of the month twice throughout the 7 years I've been working at the thrift stores. Awesome. Congratulations. Lisa D says, yes, one step at a time. Whoops. We'll leave it there. All right. So let's talk about the myth of the big leap and what it is. You think progress looks like a big opportunity, huge breakthrough, overnight clarity, one perfect decision. But in reality, the progress really looks like sending that one uncomfortable email or letter. I shared with you guys a couple of weeks ago about the story of how I mailed a letter to my parents to let them know from college. I was a good hour away from them to let them know that I was pregnant and I got married, you know. And once I dropped that letter in the mailbox, I thought, what will be, will be. There was no taking it back now. It was all going to be out there, you know. And then I did an email like that also not too long ago. And I was like, I'm going to send it and there's no taking it back now once I hit send because this is how I feel and this is what I'm putting out there. So maybe you found yourself in similar situations. Maybe it's going to the gym when you just don't feel like it. Studying 30 minutes of a subject that you're curious about or the Bible. Being able to say no. That's a big one for a lot of us. Waking up earlier, you know, bump your alarm clock back 5 minutes earlier than the day before, and the day before that, and the day before that. Applying anyway to whatever it is, job, a new thing that you want to learn, a hobby, whatever. And then most importantly, trying again. Yes, it's boring. Yes, it's small. Yes, it's repetitive. And that's why most people don't do it long enough. Not because they aren't capable, but because they're impatient. I want it now, want it now, want it now. Look at that guy, boy. He bought all those boxes. He's making bukus of money. I know he is at our place, so I know he's got to be at other places. You know, I want to go buy all these boxes and put them for sale, and I want to be making all that money right now. I don't have time for patience, right? Like I said, I know I've been there on some things of being impatient myself, but I've told you guys, you can't eat a whole elephant in one day. It's one bite at a time, one day at a time, right? Let's see. Kraken says that consider a big leap unless they have faith in who they know will be there to catch them. Praise the Lord, right? Amen. Yes, sir. You're better than me, Lori. Lori says, gosh, no, I'm up at 5 a.m. as it is. Robert gets up early. He's the early bird. I'm the let me sleep in. This is why I don't get blackout curtains, though, in my room. Because if I get blackout curtains, I'm going to sleep longer. Because I know myself. I like cold and I like dark, you know. Whereas if I don't get the blackout curtains, then when that sunlight starts coming through the window, I'm like, ugh. If I just open my eyes just barely and I just barely see that light, it's like my brain goes, oh, time to get up. So there's times I'll lay there. I'll be like, don't open your eyes. Don't open your eyes. Don't open your eyes. Ah, dang it. Karen says, walk by faith, not by sight. Right, Selena, saying no is very hard at times. Gotten better at it. I've learned my lesson. Y'all know about that, so. Kathy said, lots of times I make myself hit send because then it's on to whatever happens. Right? Yes. It's doing that. What will be, que sera, right? Right, Alfonso, that's me. There's times I don't feel like having to get up super early to go work out, but I have to go. Yes. Get up at 6 a.m. to catch your bus at 7. Guys, I get up at 6:30 most of the times, unless I need to take a shower. If I want to do my hair in the morning instead at night, I'll get up like at 6:15. But most times it's about 6:30, 6:45-ish, the absolute latest. Bella usually won't let me sleep that late. She's in my face like, Mom, I need to go outside and I need to eat breakfast. And she's gotten to where now she's pushing her hand in my either in front of my chest or in my back, like, Mom, hello, I need to go outside and I need to eat. I know you usually get up at 6:30 and I know it's only 6:24, but I need to do these things. And I'm like, Bella. Thank you, Kraken. 10 months. Has it really been that long? Wow. Time flies when you're having fun, right? Love you, Kraken. Thank you, buddy. Josie says, I have no choice but to do what I do to survive, right? Love it. See, y'all are so encouraging for me. 2 hours on the way to work. Oh my goodness. That's a lot of K-Love for me. Thank you, Kraken. Press that like button. Give a thumbs up. Thank you. Thank you. So, yes, all those things, they just take forever is what it feels like. And it feels like you're just doing it over and over and over. And I'm not enjoying this now. I'm so bored with it now and all that stuff. But also, what might be happening is you're underestimating the compounding. And I'm going to give you an example here. What do I mean by underestimating the compound? 1 hour a day, if you use the 1 hour method that you're going to do something for 1 hour a day, regardless what that is, for a year is 365 hours, guys. 365 hours. But you got to remember you're an hour ahead too. The 365 hours in a year is enough to become solid at a new skill, enough to transform your body, enough to build a side project, enough to change your trajectory. Boy, that seemed like a big word all of a sudden. You don't need to be further. You need to be consistent. Consistent is what the key is. Direction is greater than speed. If I had a little board, I would write direction, the greater than sign is greater than speed. If you're feeling behind, then good. The feeling of being on that edge, that restlessness, that mild dissatisfaction, guess what? That's fuel. That's what drives us to the next point. And listen, there's a fine line. But here's a line that you cannot cross. Motivation without action becomes self-hatred. Woo, that's a big one for me. I kind of went there myself today. You took the words right out of my mouth. Consistent, yes. Got to be consistent. But motivation without action, whether you're feeling sorry for yourself, you think everybody's against you, you think you should just be there already. That, if you're not taking action to be there already, that can become self-hatred. You cannot keep saying, I should be further. Instead, say, I'm building. Shift that identity. Doesn't take much to shift that identity. Not I'm behind, but I'm in progress. See the difference? The hard truth that you might need to hear tonight, point fingers at me, guys, that you might need to hear tonight is if you truly want to move forward, ask yourself, are you actually doing the work daily? Not thinking, not planning, not consuming, not comparing. It's actually doing and putting in the work. Are you actually doing? Are you putting in the action? You're motivated. You think you're motivated, but are you actually putting in the work to do, and doing it? The post that's moving? Are you talking about the Post-it notes? Yeah. That's y'all's cubbies. That's where I keep all your stuff until I ship it out. It's got your name on those sticky notes, and I just change them out whenever I got new orders and stuff. But yeah, y'all know me and this is one area that stays organized or tries to stay. Hey, Susan Arrington, welcome in, girl. Good to see you. So again, are you actually doing the work daily? You're not thinking about it? Well, I could be doing this. I need to list that item. I need to do that 1 mile. It's not planning. Okay, in a week I'm going to do this. Tomorrow I'm going to do that. 2 days from now. It's not planning. It's not consuming, and it's not comparing. It's doing the work, putting in the work. Because if you're doing the work, you're putting in the work, then trust the process. If you're not, Scooter, Then stop feeling bad and start moving. Shame is useless. Action is everything. Yeah, you have. Selena's been cleaning her house. I was actually going to talk about that when I was going to do this topic 2 weeks ago. Or last week. There you go, Alfonso. He says, I'm making progress and doing the work. There you go. Those of you that think, well, in the new year, I'll start. In 2027, I'm going to start. You don't need a new year. You need a new hour. Right? Lori, yes, the process can be brutal, but trust it anyways. You need a new hour, and then win the next one. Win the next hour. Right, Mary says, I go down rabbit holes and don't get what I started out to do done, right? Yes, my good friend Tammy does a lot of rabbit holes. And then when she sticks to her list, she'll be like, Scooter, are you proud of me? I did what I said I was going to do. Aren't you proud of me? I'm like, let's see how long you stick to it, Tammy. God love her. All right, here's another chat participation question for you guys. When do you think most people bloom? When they're most successful? Is there an age, if you will, that you think most people bloom when they reach their peak? I'll talk about, teenagers. Talk about, is there an age that you think people bloom at? Lori says 50 and up. Anybody else dare to take a guess? Thank you guys for being here tonight. I always appreciate you guys. I look forward to these Mondays. I feel awful when I don't do them. That's why tonight I was like, so I'm working from home this week. That's where I get my little trap. I'm working from home this week. And I was like, I haven't really done anything today. I don't have to do Monday motivation. But if I don't do Monday motivation, I want to hear about not doing Monday motivation. And then I got to hear from Robert. You're not doing Monday motivation. Why aren't you doing Monday motivation? Alfonso says, I believe we bloom when we meet our goals. Good answer. I'll do that on my way to the sloth when I go see Dash. I'm not going in the rabbit hole. I'm going in the sloth hole. That's where I'm going. Right? Exactly, Selena. Kathy says, it's now for me. Karen says, in their season. I love that, Lori. It's not midlife crisis, it's midlife clarity. But boy, those midlife crisis people, though. Josie says, I believe with 50 and up. Mary says, I would have to be an age if good, health, not young and dumb. Now I'm going to be getting that song stuck in my head. Y'all know I get songs stuck in my head. Y'all say one word and I go off on a song. Those words right there, young and dumb, all I can think of is the song Young, Dumb, and now I can't think of it. I can sing it in my head, but I can't put it out to you guys. Young, Dumb, and Broke. Is that how it, yeah. Selena will probably know what song I'm talking about. Joanne says, we're all different. Everyone has their own time. Yes. Selena says, well, mentally 12, basically 50. Mary says 45, 50. Sounds right. Physically, not basically. I said basically 50. I mean, that sounds like something you would say, Selena. Isn't that funny? Our guys are like, hey, aren't you supposed to be somewhere? Like, not physically somewhere, but somewhere on YouTube. Well, whether you believe it or not, you are not late. Some people bloom at 22, some 28, 35, 47, 60, so forth. So you're not late. If you haven't bloomed yet, it's okay. Life is not a race with synchronized starts. You're not behind. You are becoming. And becoming takes time. I don't know about you, but just saying that, becoming takes time, just takes a lot of pressure off. So let me leave you guys with this. And I can't help but think about Tammy and I with our new business on this one. 5 years from now, you are either going to say, I'm so glad I kept going, or I wish I had started when I felt that fire. If you're feeling the fire right now, don't waste it. Go for it. Now tell me, what's one concrete thing that you can do in the next hour? I know some, East Coast is 9:55 out there, so it's a little bit later. So maybe it's first hour in the morning. What's one concrete that you can do in the next hour? I love hearing from you guys that literally email or message me and tell me that you did something, even though I didn't ask you to do that. I didn't ask you to email me and let me know that, hey, I was listening to you tonight and it clicked and I did this one thing. But it always makes my day that some of you really take these Monday motivations to heart. So when we get done tonight and you think of that one thing that you can do in the next hour or first hour in the morning, that thought that is triggered later, let me know. Send me an email. My email's right there on the screen. You can't miss it. It's always in the description. Can't miss it. There's really no reason why you can't get a hold of me. Messenger on Facebook or for friends, text if you got my phone number, all that kind of stuff. It's just fun. I always enjoy getting those emails. I always think of one person because she's really good about telling me those kind of things. So Selena says, I'm finally in my skin at 53. I'm in my skin. All I can think of is he puts lotion on the skin. Isn't that what it said, Selena? Where that shirt was that you had? The line from Silence of the Lambs. Write that replacement check for my gardener that he lost last December. Oh my goodness. Good job, Mary. Lori says 7 p.m. there. Well, it's 8:57 here. Food prepping so I can eat healthy the next few days. Awesome. I wish I liked to cook. I don't like to cook. I don't. Silence. No, don't call me at 3 a.m. My phone is on vibrate all the time. If I don't have my watch on, I don't have my hearing aid in, I'm not going to know that you're calling anyway. So you can call. Just leave me a message. I'll answer you tomorrow. Lisa D said at 55. I'm 59 now. September 4th. Awesome. I will be 52 November. Robert's going to be the double nickel this year, October 8th. Double nickel. Oh, you will too, Nancy. Duh. Double nickel. Those of y'all that watch wrestling, he gets irritated with me because I'll sit there and I'll go, if y'all can tell me what wrestler says this, I will give you an extra star credit. So I tell him, now that he's about to be double nickel, I'll tell him, you're going to be 5 times. 5 times. The guy actually says 5 times another time or so. If y'all can name that wrestler who says 5 times, 5 times, 5 times is what he says usually. But with Robert, I just said 5 times, 5 times. Y'all can name that wrestler, I'll give you an extra star, extra entry. Transferring the final record to digital for my friend. That is so cool. I wish I was that smart. Text someone to check on them. There you go, Kathy. Christmas paper for your mini brand box. Capricorns. Oh, Lori's also going to be double nickel. December. Awesome. Ordered in Disneyland. Alfonso, this is probably, I think he was probably in his prime 20 years ago. Oh, Selena says, Otis said, Mimi is the best at science project, history projects, or anything creative. My mom is the best. Oh. October 2nd, 62. Woo. Never would guess that, Karen. That's like with me. I'm like, I don't feel like I'm in my 50s at all. I feel like I'm in my 30s. All right. Well, nobody has guessed who it is. So if you think of it, you can email me too. I'll give you credit. Did you look that up or did Selena tell you? Or y'all talking on the phone and she told you who it was? Oh, you're back. Or you're back. Where'd that come from? You're right. Pretty deep. 63. Never would guess it. Never would guess it. All right, guys. So real quick announcements. Thank you guys, as always, for starting your week off with me for Monday Motivation. I always look forward to doing these. I was like, well, if I don't feel like doing a topic tonight, I can just come over here and talk to you guys because I feel like that's the kind of group we are. Just talk about anything and everything, right? But I know you guys have other things that you could have been doing tonight. There's other people on the YouTube. YouTube has lots of great things going on. You could have been watching somebody else or your favorite show that you've been missing or your movie or whatever. But you chose to be here. So thank you guys for being here. So Tammy and I are working on our next estate sale. This is number 2. And that's going to be actually at a person's home starting tomorrow night. They live about 20, 30 minutes away from us. So it's going to be a lot of traveling back and forth this week and next. So probably no auctions for the rest of this week and next week. Our sale, again, is not this weekend. It's the next weekend, July 10th through the 12th. But be watching thumbnails because you never know. I might pop up if for some reason we can't make it out to the client's house. I might just do a pop-up then. So just be watching for those thumbnails, the notifications while you'll make sure you have that bell mark. Oh, awesome, Lori. I'm so glad you were here. Robert could tell me who did that. Dusty Rhodes? Is it really? Rhodes. Dusty Rhodes. I bet. Sorry, guys. We're going off on a topic here. But I bet Dusty Rhodes is so proud of Cody Rhodes. We were watching him last night. Robert was watching something. You know, A&E always does those biographies and stuff. Robert was watching something. He was part of it, but they were also covering we were watching a wrestling event Sunday or Saturday, because that's why we stayed home. Saturday during the day because they're over Saudi Arabia. And they did my favorite wrestler of all times. If y'all did not know, my favorite wrestler, Stone Cold Steve Austin. So they were covering when Austin 316 just went wild. And it was when he was King of the Ring champion. That's when Austin 316 hit Stone Cold's wrestling career was kind of going down the toilet, and that right there set him off to fame. So in fact, behind my shelf behind here, Robert got me a Stone Cold wrestling figure. He's got his hands up doing the birds, double birds, and then I got a picture of him right behind it and everything. I love Stone Cold. I will always love Stone Cold. Oh, Joanne says my ex used to watch wrestling. I do know a few of them, right? My grandmother got me started in wrestling, of all people. Back when WCW, Mid-South, all of them were on back then. She's the one that got me started in wrestling. So it's a happy memory, and that's why I still watch it to this day. Not all the time like I used to. Like back in the 90s, I was really into it. Now as Stone Cold and The Rock and all of those that are Triple H, all of them that really set wrestling to me on fire. You know, they're all going on and doing other things. So I don't get into it as much. You know, it's just repeat storyline to me now. So it can be, Lori, right? Every once in a while I gotta watch something. Yep. All right, guys. Again, next Monday, motivational episode 168, we will be looking at another lie that we tend to believe about ourselves, and that will be on I will never get past this. So come on back next week if you want to learn what that lie is all about. We'll do that at 8 p.m. Central next Monday right here on the same channel. Make sure you do all the YouTube things, subscribe, ring that bell, a thumbs up on your way out if you haven't already. Make sure you leave a comment as well to let me know what you thought about tonight's topic. Let me know if you got that one concrete thing that you're going to do in the next hour or first thing in the morning. Let me know what this topic meant to you tonight, and you'll be entered into the monthly drawing that way as well. Hey, Sister Cool, no worries. That's why we got the playback, right? All right, guys, make it a great week. If I don't see you somewhere around the YouTube, remember, be not afraid of growing slowly. Be afraid of standing still, of only standing still. Now let's do this thing. Good night, everybody. Thank you.